When I went to get my car washed, the shop owner handed me a pack of cigarettes. I told him I quit smoking and thanked him anyway. He said, "These were found under your seat." I froze. I never let anyone borrow my car. Wait. No. 2 days ago when I was on a business trip, my wife Lucy had driven it. The cigarettes were a cheap pack around $20. None of my friends smoked this brand, so they definitely weren't from anyone in my circle. I pulled one out and sniffed it, still fresh. Not damp. They couldn't be more than a week old. Doing the math, they must have appeared during my absence. Holding the pack, my heart sank. Could another man have driven my car while I was away? But I quickly scolded myself for overreacting. So what if someone drove it? Lucy had always been a nervous driver. She probably just asked a coworker to drive for safety. After dinner that night, I teased her, "Lucy, did you secretly let some guy drive my car?" She was changing clothes with her back to me when she suddenly spun around. Eyes locked on mine. I grinned and tossed the cigarette pack on the table. The car wash guy found these. So, which coworker was it? Oh, it was David, our manager. You've met him. I couldn't park properly, so he helped. She quickly stuffed the cigarettes into her purse. I'll return them to him tomorrow. She finished changing and went downstairs for her evening jog, watching her silhouette from the balcony. I grew thoughtful. I'd met David before, but I remembered him smoking a different brand. Plus, as a mid-level manager, who still smoked $20 cigarettes. These nuances only mattered to smokers. Lucy wouldn't understand. Something felt off, even if she'd asked for driving help. Why lie about the cigarettes? Deciding to check the dashcam footage, I discovered all recordings except those from my business trip days were intact. Only someone intentionally removing the memory card could have created that gap. My wife was hiding something. Ruling out family members, they all had their own cars. Only one explanation remained. She didn't want me hearing conversations between her and the driver. I needed to identify this man. Since the memory card had been removed, he'd likely driven frequently during those days. Lucy's workplace was far from home. If he drove her back, there'd be records at our gated community's entrance. Buying premium cigarettes, breaking my year-long quit. I went to the property management office. The night guard was Jack, a fellow townsman I knew casually. "Caught you slacking off," I joked as he hurriedly put away his phone, handing him a cigarette. I spun a story about insurance needing parking incident footage. After slipping him $100, he let me check the entry logs. The security photos showed my car entering around 6:10 p.m. those days, 20 minutes later than when I normally picked up Lucy. The wide-angle shot revealed a man driving with Lucy in the passenger seat. Though his face was blurred, his hand rested unmistakably on her thigh above the center console. My vision tunneled. Lucy, my wife, had crossed a line, though I could have checked our building's surveillance next. I didn't. Some truths cut deeper when left unconfirmed. First, people care about their dignity and reputation. Right now, Jack still thinks that person was me. I don't want the whole neighborhood knowing my wife has issues. Second, the clothes that man wore. I vaguely felt I'd seen them somewhere before. I smoked nearly half a pack downstairs. Still indecisive. What exactly was going on between them? To put it bluntly, how far had things gone? After all, we were once husband and wife. Even if we ended up separating, whether it ended gracefully or not was another matter entirely. Staring up at the balcony, I wondered how much longer I could call this place home. Suddenly, my eyes locked onto Lucy's reversible sports jacket hanging on the balcony rail. It flipped inside out. The color and style matched exactly what that man had been wearing. My pulse quickened. Was he the same guy who'd been jogging with her daily? I immediately opened my phone to check Lucy's social media posts. Thankfully, she didn't post often, with no time restrictions on visibility. Scrolling through old photos, I found the group running shot she'd shared over a year ago, 6 months before our wedding. 5 people smiled at the camera, Lucy and another woman crouched in front. 3 men standing behind. The guy directly behind Lucy caught my eye. Similar build. Same vibe as the driver from my security footage. Compact, but athletic. With that pretty boy look women adore these days. Clenching my jaw, I decided against immediate confrontation. Better to play the long game. That night, I initiated intimacy. Too tired, she mumbled. Turning away, I swallowed bitter laughter. Days later, when I figured she'd forgotten the cigarette pack incident, I took her shopping. At a sports store, I loudly discussed bulk purchases with a salesgirl. My boss wants 50 pairs for marathon team building. I explained, pocketing the clerk's contact info. Lucy bit the bait. Why so many shoes? Corporate marathon culture nonsense. I shrugged. Actually, we need running coaches too. Good pay. Flexible hours. Know any guys from your jogging group? Her eyes lit up. What about me? Can't have my wife working free. I feigned reluctance. Better if it's someone else from your crew. Next morning, she arranged a meetup at their usual running spot. There he stood, Ryan in the flesh, matching both the photo and my car's mystery driver. We shook hands. His grip overly firm. PE teacher at Westside Elementary, he announced, offering me a cigarette. My stomach dropped, identical to the brand left in my car. Westside Elementary to Lucy's office? Exactly 20 minutes drive. During our jog, Ryan showed off with sudden sprints and exaggerated stretches. Lucy maintained awkward distance, trailing silently. Their act would have been convincing if not for stolen glances. Ryan's eyes constantly tracking her movements when he thought I wasn't looking. That predatory smirk every man recognizes, the victor pretending to play nice with the defeated. The tone was mocking, teasing, laced with barely concealed triumph. I didn't see how Lucy responded, but fury already burned in my chest. Those two, afraid I might lose control. I claimed exhaustion and left early. That man would learn who the real clown was. As for Lucy, if she retained even a shred of decency, I might spare her some dignity for old-time sake. But the time for confrontation hadn't come yet. Instead of going home, I visited Mike. This trust fund kid dabbled in every trendy gadget despite his family fortune. After showing him Ryan's profile, he joked, "Since when you swing that way?" We'd been childhood friends who shared everything, even this humiliation. Mike nearly flipped the table. That pretty boy's got a death wish. Let me handle him. I calmed him down. Not yet. I need the full picture first. Whatever he took, he'll repay double. Mike promised to dig up dirt on Ryan. Before leaving, he tossed me a thumb drive. Some kid cracked this phone cloning software. Guess it's your lucky day. I grimaced. All my marital luck went into catching cheaters. Lucy was home when I returned. Where'd you go? Visited Mike about his new investment. Her eyes lit up at investment. Mike's cutting me in next month. My brilliant husband. She kissed my cheek, then shed her clothes suggestively before showering. I claimed paperwork and locked myself in the study. The cloning software worked flawlessly. Within minutes, her entire phone data copied over. My hands shook as I searched Ryan in her contacts. Only 20 bland messages about jogging. The oldest from a year ago. Too clean. People don't meet affair partners without recent coordination. Either deleted messages or another account. Then I remembered she'd changed numbers before our wedding. The old SIM card probably still existed. As I hit this wall, her ancient iPad lit up with update notifications. My pulse quickened. This relic might hold answers. But the Apple ID inside was her old one, linked to a QQ email account I'd never contacted before. I immediately checked that QQ account. The profile hadn't been updated for years. Clearly abandoned. However, through reverse lookup, I found a connected phone number. Exactly the same number Lucy had used before. When I entered that number into WeChat's Add Friends search, a profile instantly popped up. My head exploded the moment I saw the Avatar 2 clasped hands, mirroring Ryan's WeChat image. Ryan's username was Mr. Ryan, while this secret account was named Miss Lucy. Now I understood why Lucy had looked uncomfortable when I first added Ryan. Those intertwined hands in his profile picture were holding my wife's. The real bombshell came next. Lucy must have thought I'd never discover this account, as she hadn't restricted her last 10 visible posts. The top entry destroyed my final shred of hope, a photo of 2 feet, 1 adult, 1 child, peeking from under blankets. Timestamped during my business trip. The caption read, "This is what warmth feels like." I instantly recognized our guest bedroom's headboard. Nausea and rage overwhelmed me, fighting the urge to slap her awake. I kept scrolling through their lovey-dovey posts. They'd clearly been sleeping together for years. Strangely, this confirmation brought calmness, already prepared for the worst. Lighting a cigarette in the study, I barely registered Lucy's entrance. "Honey, I thought you quit." She cooed. My acting deserved an Oscar. Mike's project could be huge. Just need to crunch numbers. Watching her retreating figure, I vowed, "You started this war. Now I'll make sure you both crawl out begging." Next afternoon, Mike dropped more revelations. "Not to be harsh, bro, but you've been played longer than you think." He revealed Ryan was Lucy's high school sweetheart, an on-off relationship spanning 5 years. They'd even cohabitated post-college before family objections derailed their engagement. The timeline clicked. Lucy married me during their breakup, then rekindled the affair after drunkenly calling Ryan during our honeymoon phase. Mike's source, Ryan's former classmate, spilled the ultimate gut punch: Lucy had allegedly aborted Ryan's child. As if on cue, Ryan texted, "Free for jogging?" The greedy bastard was checking on his investment scam. Perfect. I asked Mike, "Know any professional heartbreakers?" His smirk said it all. Within hours, we recruited a stunning real estate agent specializing in extracting fortunes from lovesick fools. Planting the trap. I told Ryan, "My boss postponed the run, but a wealthy client needs training partners." The response was immediate hunger. "Let the games begin." Ryan immediately regained his enthusiasm. "Sure thing, bro." I helped schedule the meeting time and location, specifically warning him that this businesswoman was a high-achieving perfectionist who demanded punctuality. His excitement grew. "Thanks, man. Won't embarrass you." That evening, Mike specially drove his BMW 740 to chauffeur T's sister to the arranged spot where Ryan had arrived early. To avoid cramping Ryan's style, I stayed out of sight, letting them converse privately. Mike later recounted how T's sister emerged from the vehicle stunning in form-fitting athletic where that accentuated her curves, instantly becoming the crowd's focal point. Yet this ice queen transformed into warm sunshine upon seeing Ryan, appearing genuinely captivated. Ryan's ego likely reached unprecedented heights, especially when T's sister deployed subtle flirtatious gestures that left him utterly spellbound. When she tried paying him afterwards, Ryan stubbornly refused, already scheduling their next session. Compared to Lucy's mediocrity, this was paradise, though Ryan naturally kept T's sister's existence secret from Lucy, while T's sister kept Ryan on the hook. I set the next trap. Days later, I mentioned Mike's investment opportunity to Lucy. $120,000 capital promising full ROI within a year and $100,000 profit the next. Her eyes lit up as she clung to my arm. Problem is, I feigned hesitation. I only scraped together $20,000 for Mike. We need creative solutions for the remaining $100,000. Panic flashed across her face. "What are you thinking?" "The house equity. We could get $150,000. Her smile froze. The house had always been her obsession, my premarital asset, still under $30,000 mortgage. She'd nagged endlessly about adding her name to the deed. "Relax," I soothed. "We'll take the loan in your name. All contracts and profits will be under you. How could I possibly screw you over? She pretended to pout. It's not that, just nervous about mortgaging. Scared I'll lose you and end up with nothing? I pulled her close. She melted into giggles, nearly tackling me before I redirected. One complication: we need to clear the remaining $30,000 mortgage first. Her expression darkened. Where would we get that? I paused dramatically. Your parents still have our wedding dowry, right? The $25,000 betrothal gift? We could borrow temporarily. Once the loan comes through, we repay them immediately with interest. Before she could protest, I played the trump card. As collateral, we'll add your name to the deed immediately after paying off the mortgage. Make us official co-owners. The transformation was instant. I'll talk to them, she chirped, showering me with kisses. I smiled through the revulsion. Soon enough, those lips would be wailing. At the upscale restaurant with her parents, tension hung thick until I toasted her father. Ryan, how reliable is this friend of yours? He demanded. I presented documents of Mike's successful ventures. Dad, this is our chance to move up in the world. Give Lucy the wealthy lifestyle she deserves. And the deed change gives her security. Win-win. Her mother cut off her husband's doubts. Of course we support family endeavors. Then transfer the funds directly to Lucy's account. I pressed. We'll handle the paperwork together. Sealing the deal, I casually mentioned, oh Lucy, remember that runner Ryan? Delayed our project. But I set him up with some hot CEO instead. Did I tell you? Her parents' sudden pallor and Lucy's stiff no confirmed everything as I excused myself to pay the bill. At the entrance of the private room, I overheard Lucy's mother whispering urgently, Lucy, are you still seeing that Ryan guy? Lucy appeared irritated, though whether from her mother's questioning or Ryan's secret dealings with the attractive businesswoman remained unclear. Her father chimed in, Lucy, I know you never cared for me, but you're married now. What more do you want? We've invested everything now that he's making good money. At least show some discretion. Lucy snapped back. I get it. I nearly laughed aloud outside the door. Never cared for me. Their investment? Every penny came from my pocket. Yet they acted like martyrs. No matter T's sister already had Ryan hooked. Time to reel him in. Lately during their dates, I'd arranged frequent business calls for T's sister about real estate transactions. Despite the market slump, skilled operators could still profit. T's sister kept stumbling upon suspiciously cheap properties foreclosure sales. Construction payment defaults typically priced at 60 to 70% market value. Her convincing sales pitches about quick flips for easy $10,000 profits left Ryan dazzled. The clincher came when T's sister accidentally let Ryan glimpse her seven-figure bank transfers. Having him occasionally handle payments allowed him to calculate her earnings, single deal surpassing his annual income. Within weeks, he bit. What's this business? Ryan finally asked, feigning casual interest. T's sister shrugged. Pocket money. Friends tip me about distressed properties. Low risk if you don't get greedy. When Ryan begged to join, she warned about potential traps, making him disclose his $30,000 marriage fund savings. Playing the smitten mentor, T's sister took him to an out-of-state sales office. The lavish, crowded venue surprised Ryan, who'd only heard about real estate crashes. She whispered about exclusive pre-development deals. These units will jump $700 per square foot after the corporate takeover. In the VIP room, the agent offered pre-selected units. T's sister bought two, putting one under Ryan's name due to purchase limits. His chest swelled at her apparent trust. The real magic came a week later when his unit sold for $68,000, $8,000 profit passing through his account. Ryan became rabid. T's sister demanded he secure another $30,000 within 3 days for the next deal. The net tightened. Meanwhile, I told Lucy the Mike project needed a month's delay. Let's hold off the loan to save interest. Keep your parents' money earning for now. That $30,000 had always been meant for Ryan. I excused myself for another business trip, leaving hidden cameras rolling. Predictably, Ryan arrived that night. Their frantic reunion quickly turned sour when Lucy accused him of cheating. I nearly choked laughing, the adulteress worrying about infidelity. Ryan spun tales of enduring T's sisters' advances for their future, producing bank records. He begged Lucy for $30,000 to complete his investment. When she hesitated, he unleashed tearful nostalgia and grand future visions. The clincher? Showing his $60,000 transfers from T's sister. Lucy finally produced her emergency fund, extracting promises of repayment in 30 days. Their celebratory reunion made for prime viewing in my hotel room. Returning home 2 days later, I found Lucy oddly attentive, guilt or anxiety about the loan. I dropped news of further mic delays, suggesting we pay down the mortgage instead. Let's add your name to the deed properly. Avoid complications. Her facial gymnastics deserved an Oscar. The final act approached, Ryan signing contracts after transferring his $60,000 to T's sister. Soon, the trap would spring. As for Lucy's performance, she'll have ample time to replay those camera recordings. She hesitated for a long time, saying there was no rush and it could wait, as she had a 7-day deposit that needed to mature first. Then Sister T told me Ryan had started pressuring her to sell quickly, even if it meant lowering the price, just to get a first taste of profit. I transferred Sister T $20,000, saying it should be enough to wrap up the final steps. Unexpectedly, she refunded the money, explaining her commission from this deal was $200,000 and she'd only take what she deserved, thanking me for the client referral. Sister T stalled Ryan for days until the deadline loomed. Lucy grew increasingly frantic, pushing Ryan until even he began sweating. He begged Sister T to expedite the sale, so she suggested meeting at a hotel to discuss details. Ryan, thinking double luck had struck, eagerly booked a room. When Sister T arrived in a camisole, he lost all composure. She feigned financial strain, hinting he could make requests if he felt guilty. Ryan, long awaiting this moment, flirted shamelessly before hopping into the shower. Meanwhile, I'd anonymously texted Lucy the room number. After her calls went unanswered, she stormed into the hotel. Mike and I watched from the lobby as Sister T timed it perfectly. Lucy barged in just as Ryan sat towel-clad on the bed. Chaos erupted. Lucy, already seething and now dwarfed by Sister T's glamour, unleashed her fury on Ryan. Their shouting match escalated until Sister T slipped away unscathed, leaving them to brawl. That night, Lucy claimed family issues kept her at her parents'. I rushed to the Carter family home to savor her disheveled state. Spotting the bruise on her face, I frantic asked what happened. She tearfully blamed a fall, saying she hadn't wanted to worry me. Barely containing laughter, I comforted her until casually mentioning, "Don't stress. Honey, we'll transfer that $300,000 property title soon to cheer you up." Her expression turned sewage-swallowing grim. When her father questioned her, I helpfully explained until he dragged Lucy aside. Her mother sent me home, but not before I heard a sharp slap echo through the house. Lucy returned next evening, makeup caking over swollen cheeks. Despite haggardness, she forced sugary smiles, redoubling domestic efforts. I needled relentlessly. "Fight with your folks? When's the bank appointment?" Each barb twisting deeper. After weeks of her spiraling, I delivered the coup de grace. "Mike's project is ready. Let's finalize the loan." Cornered, she confessed the money was gone, loaned to Ryan. Feigning shock, I demanded we confront him at his university. That night, her restless tossing filled the bedroom. Next day at campus, Ryan initially played for time. When I asked Lucy's opinion, flushed with memories of their hotel showdown, she screamed, "No extensions. Pay today or I'll expose you." Trapped, Ryan exploded. The developer had vanished, leaving a half-built property and $2 million debt. Our $600,000 was sunk alongside loans and $1,400,000 mortgage payments. He threatened mutual destruction if pressed further. Lucy grabbed his collar, shaking violently. Ryan turned on me, raging about the businessman I'd introduced. I coolly reminded him. I recommended jogging buddies, not investments. Report the fraud if you want. He couldn't. Sister T had covered her tracks. All contracts were directly with the developer. Her texts showed no coercion. Police dismissed his evidence as love-struck ramblings. As Ryan relived this humiliation, his glare shifted to me, final pawn in this checkmate. It's all your fault. All your fault. You did this to me. I'm not giving your money back. So what? Come arrest me. He grew increasingly agitated. Lucy realized it was too late to stop him. Tao, listen up. Don't get cocky. I've already screwed your wife. You've been wearing horns for ages. Every inch of your house. Your wife and I banged there. I got bored of her. So here, take her back. Perfect timing. This saved me a ton of trouble. I mentally applauded him, glancing at Lucy. Her eyes were bloodshot as she frantically told me not to listen while physically grappling with him. Feigning shock, I turned to leave. Lucy chased after me, but I slammed the car door and floored the gas. Exit stage left. No encore needed. At Mike's place, we casually smoked while my phone buzzed nonstop with messages and calls until the battery died. That night, I turned it on again. The device froze for 2 full minutes before exploding with notifications, all ignored. Then Lucy's father called. Don't believe that bastard's lies, he pleaded. I said, I checked with Lucy's old classmates. She and Ryan were definitely involved. He fell silent, then suddenly roared, Lucy's threatening suicide. If my daughter dies, I'll destroy you. I bit my cheek hard, my last shred of dignity. Dad, you've lost it. Ryan stole her money, slept with her, and now you're blaming me? Even the cops wouldn't buy this. After a pause, he tried. Everyone makes mistakes. Be the bigger person. Forgive her once. Hell, go cheat on her too. We'll call it even. I hung up. With parents like these, no wonder she turned out this way. My phone buzzed all night before finally quieting. Next morning, Lucy texted, let's divorce. Sure. Her settlement demanded half the house, half the $300,000 debt to her father, while offering me full ownership of the car as compensation. Still trying to scam me till the end. I refused and filed for contested divorce. In court, I presented ironclad evidence of her affair with Ryan. The judge awarded me full property rights, ruling her family's loans were their own problem. Only then did Lucy realize this entire trap had been my design. Her family hurled vicious insults until the judge threatened jail time for contempt. Outside the courthouse, Mike and T-sister waited. Not that T-sister and I were involved. She just executed her role so flawlessly that dinner was mandatory. Later I asked, aren't you afraid Ryan might retaliate? She snorted. That coward? Hand him a knife and he'd faint before stabbing air. Who knows if Lucy will reunite with Ryan? Trash attracts trash. Though technically, Ryan did pay $2 million for that unfinished condo. Maybe it'll actually get built someday. Offering Mike a cigarette, he raised an eyebrow. Since when do you smoke these? I grinned. Special occasion. After today? Never again. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more exciting stories. And drop your thoughts on this one in the comments. See you next time.